Good morning to all traders and welcome to this Thursday's market insights video provided to you by Orbex. I have two particularly interesting pairs to look at, two crosses. One is the euro against the Swiss franc. We are actually looking at two currencies in the same economy pretty much. And the other one is the Aussie against the Canadian dollar, not the same economy as per se, but two very influenced pairs by the commodity of oil, of course. Now, I want to talk about those two particularly because obviously we do know the story about the oil price war, but there is some developments. And in Europe, there seems to be now more uncertainty around how the EU is going to fund stimulus measures within the European Union. That actually led to the EU chief scientist, Mauro Ferrari, resigning, saying that he's extremely disappointed with the EU's response to the pandemic in general. Now, of course, this is probably not a good sign for the European Union. Germany and France are actually as well, they have been forecasted to lose like 10% of their GDP as well. So we're talking about two very big economies. Now, on the oil side of things, we know about the price war, what is happening over the past few days. We know that we are having actually the OPEC meeting conference today and tomorrow. Russia, though, had made clear, has already been vocal about the participation if there is any cuts, right, in production, that the participation of the US is necessary. I want to go ahead and start with the euro against the Swiss franc, right? I mean, we're on the 2 hours chart, but that, let's just go down on the daily. I just want to I want you to understand what I'm looking at here. This is an impulse, and this is a correction to the downside. Now, this can be a 1 and a 2, or we can have an A and a B. It doesn't really matter. I mean, usually we're going to get an A and a B because in these, in the primary degree, in the cycle degree, I mean, we're not going to see really markets expanding in an impulsive move. Now, leading triangle, wave A, wave B, and then wave C looks like it's going to move a little bit lower, right? Now, usually we take out the 78.6 Fibonacci extension, right? But if we look at the wave 1 and 2, right, we've taken out the 78.6 Fibonacci extension of waves 1 and 2. And I mean, if we start moving lower, which I see that being the case because I see this as 1, 2, then 3, 4, and 5, right? We're going to go at least to the 100 Fibonacci extension, okay? Unless if, of course, wave 3 extends down here, and then we'll get 4 and 5 even lower, right? Now, because wave 3 looks that it has been completed, then let's go down to see why I believe that, right? So we are over here. We've had waves 1 done, 2 done, and now in the minor degree, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So we get the rule of alternation over here, elongated correction, sharp correction, and the 5 with an ending triangle, okay? That's why I believe wave 3 ended. So now I see this as an A, I see this as a B because it looks corrective, right? And potentially we can see another move to the upside to take out wave C in the minor degree. That could take us to the previous wave 4. And that would be a very good zone to start selling for wave 5, right? Now, I also believe, right, because this looks corrective, right? And because we don't want to go below that level, if bulls want to push prices higher for a correction, it means that any attempt to the downside has to be weak, which would suggest that we're not going to see a decline below this previous low. In case we do, of course, this would be considered an impulse to the downside or even an ending triangle. Now, the other pair I wanted to talk is the Aussie against the Canadian dollar. That's over here. Again, the 2 hour is good to go into, but let's just start with the longer term. Let's just go on the daily. Let's just start with a longer term view because I want you to understand where I'm coming from, right? Now, to me, this in the primary degree looks like a leading triangle with an ending triangle. We've had another leading triangle over here for wave A, okay, wave B with the simple ABC. And it looks to me, because of the substructures of the intermediate degree structure, right, that we are on an ending triangle pattern, okay? Because we've got ABCs between these last five substructures, okay, in the intermediate degree. Now, what does this mean? Okay, it can be two things down on the 2 hour, right? One is that, actually, let me go on the 4 because we have a better image over here. That means, right, that since we've had all these waves done, 3, 4, I believe we had wave 5 done as well, right? However, this move over here, to me, it looks corrective. So we either ended wave 5 over here, the ending triangle, and wave C subsequently. We're going to start moving higher with this move over here because it's looking quite corrective, but with impulsive moves, nevertheless, especially wave 3. That could be a leading triangle. We get 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we'll move up. Or, and this is where I'm leaning towards, is that we have A, B, and C wave is not done yet, okay? So we've got, this is, I would say, a WXY, okay? And we've got this move down here. This is 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, and 5, which would be, again, in my opinion, another ending triangle pattern, okay? But in this case, it could be open triangle pattern. So I do see more, perhaps more downside. Right now, what we want to pay attention to is the break below the 0.83 or so, okay? Because this move up here, it looks as a leading triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? A, B, C, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be, of course, wave 3, then 4 and 5, and we are heading higher. Now, if we considered the fact that the loonie is more affected and influenced by the oil market, and because we expect the oil market to fall lower, that might as well just be the case. So it means that we ended wave C down here, and we missed the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement for a little bit, okay? And this nice pin bar is our indication for more upside.